You are most likely lonely. Statistically speaking, of course. But this is not me talking. This is the Washington Post, a publication I am not fond of, nor do I completely trust. Regardless, I happened to come across an article from them titled, "Why Are Young Adults the Loneliest Generation in America?" They cited a study which claims that the majority of those who are in college or high school report feeling very lonely, even more lonely than elderly people, who are historically the most likely group, considering they are losing those who are around them. What strikes me as odd is that the author somehow connects the level of loneliness in this 18 to 24 age group to how much they are working, how they are studying all the time and have no time to hang out with friends or be social. She then goes on to say that this age group will replace that time with time in front of screens. But still, she blames the workload for the loneliness, not the vast increase in alone time in front of screens. And that is where she falls short. And if you would like access to content that will help you get off the internet and social media, then make sure to click subscribe and hit the bell icon. I release a new video every Monday. As I have noted in many of my past videos, social media causes a lot more problems than meet the eye. One of these is loneliness. While you may have 1,000 followers on Instagram, how many of them are actually your friends? I don't know of anybody that can actually remain close to 1,000 people, let alone 20 people. It is simply too much to schedule and plan. Not to mention that life should always be quality over quantity. Sure, 1,000 followers sounds nice, but can you have meaningful interactions with all of them? Not exactly. Work is a necessity for life. Anybody can overwork themselves, yes, but then, when you are completely exhausted, you get some friends together and hang out and have a good time. You don't say, "All right, well, time to check Instagram and Facebook." Sure, social media may provide you with a temporary dopamine rush, but what is it providing you? A quantitative way to measure yourself against your so-called friends. And what does hanging out in person with your friends get you? On the surface, it would appear to be nothing, but pull back that first layer, and you start to see that you're building a real relationship that is way more valuable than any number of followers you could possibly have. The first thing to remember when you are feeling lonely is that loneliness is normal. Sure, all of the smiling faces on social media may make you think otherwise, but it really is true. Loneliness is a part of life, and frankly, if you don't at least feel alone sometimes, then chances are you are not pushing yourself to your extremes. You need to feel as though you are maxed out, and guess what? Oftentimes that entails feeling alone. Feeling as though you are surrounded by a bunch of people who don't understand your work ethic or what you value. But you must stand up and take the lead. You have to keep going. Sure, you may be lonely, but in the end, you will be sure as hell glad that you pushed through. Loneliness is not decided by fate. It is your decision to not talk to people, to not interact with other people. So if you are feeling lonely, just go hang out with some friends, and before long, you won't be lonely at all. If you have made it to the end of the video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I also strongly encourage you to subscribe. You will definitely be missing out otherwise. With that said, do you feel lonely? And if you do, when do you feel lonely? Leave a comment below. I would love to hear.